Alright, welcome back to Rick's Radio Conversions. Today we've got some instruction video on turning in your radio for conversion, if it's a good candidate or not. We did a video yesterday and we're doing another one today. Just some folks are thinking that since their radio is going to be all digital that there's no more parts for the radio except that it looks stock. Not really true. So today we've got some parts from old Frank the Tank. Frank is now fully digital. So Frank is actually a fully digital computer now. Digital radio. This was the front end of Frank, and one of these was his on-off volume. So your tuner has to work, as we talked about in the last video. You have to be able to turn the knob, and it has to turn the tuner mechanism. So what happens is, and I'll turn this down so we can hear better. So if you look in between here, right, this is a pressure operated plate here. When we turn the knob, hopefully you can see all of the discs are moving, right? There's a gear-driven disc. This here is a pressure plate, and then there's a spring-driven clutch right here. And that's a clutch. That's a membrane. It's a rubber. What happens is those dry out. You get rust in between here, and if you turn your knob and nothing happens, that the needle's not moving, or it's very, very hard to turn, chances are this is all rusted up. Now, can these get changed? They can. It's very time consuming on some radios. So just kind of know that. That's very important, that has to work. Next thing is on-off. You can hear this. It's got a really good clicking sound, very nice and crisp. If your radio you have currently in your car, if you turn it on, the light comes on, chances are your on-off switch is good. Next thing is the tone control, right? You can see these two teeth right here. There's one here and there's one there. That's where your tone knob slips over that. Make sure these are in good working order. This one is actually metal. There are some that are made out of plastic and they chip, break, come apart, and then when you can't really turn the tone knob very well. And with the Aurora Design products, that's how you run fader and balance. So something else that's important. Also, the volume control. This one has it's a two-slit type of a shaft. Some GMs have a half moon kind of thing. Bad problem with these are this is not really metal. It's like a pot metal type stuff, aluminum-ish, and these break off very easily, and then the whole switch is bad. So those are some things to think about if your radio is a good candidate. I'm going to kind of make this a video that's kind of mandatory for everyone to watch before they turn the radio in, just so that there's no misconceptions about your radio and the condition of it. And if you don't have a tone, if your tone is all chewed up, you can live without tone, right? We can make a switch, we can do some other stuff. Can't live without a volume control, can't live without on-off, and you definitely cannot live without your tuner. So those are just some things to think about before you turn your radio in. Can tuners get fixed? Yes. Can it get timely? It can. So just kind of know that hopefully yours is in good shape before you turn it in. So that's it for now. I hope this kind of helps some folks to see if their radio is good for a conversion or not. Am I expecting you to open your radio up? No, but it's a good idea at least to open the top case, look inside, see what you see as far as corrosion goes and stuff like that. Typically I run 10 to 12 radios in line. and I do first in, first out. So if you send me a radio that's not going to be a good candidate for conversion, and you wait 10 weeks for me to tell you that, you may be able to head it off at the pass. Now, if your front of your radio is awesome and the insides are horrible, by all means, find a suitable donor that maybe we can take the front half off and put it on a good radio, or take those parts out and put it in this radio. I've typically replaced a lot of volume controllers and on-off switches, just because all in here is it's plastic. And even 40, 50 years ago, it wasn't good plastic, so it deteriorates over time. Between the plastic detents and then the copper inside of there, and then some other stuff. So this radio here was turned in, and I don't know what's on here. It's some kind of a glue. It won't come off, so there's not much I can do with that. It's just on there. So if it's dirty or whatever, try and clean it the best you can. Obviously, I will give it a good cleaning, but just some things to think about before you turn your radio in. And I kind of think that's about it. Some other things to think about. I get a lot of radios with the cases are rusted off at the top, a lot of rust. It could be that maybe you have a slight water leak coming in through the windshield. Last thing you want to do is spend $400-600 on a radio, and then have it go bad because of some water intrusion. If you have a bad case, I can sandblast them for a little bit extra money, get all the sand off, paint and stuff like that. But it's cosmetics. If it's not needed, we won't do it. That's it for now, though. Please, if you guys ever have any questions on your radio, if it's a good candidate, please give me a call, 757-716-9305, or reach me on Facebook, ricksradio.com, email ricks.radio.conversions@gmail, and we can discuss your radio to see how it's going, if it's going to be a good conversion or not. Other than that, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope some of this may help in some of your decision making of getting your radio done. Or if I call you and say, hey, your tuner's messed up, it needs a new clutch, needs a new clutch rubber, on-off switch doesn't work, this is what I'm talking about. Almost every radio I do, doesn't matter if it's Chevy, Ford, Mopar, almost all of them, if they're built between 50 and 75, they're all inductive type tuners, and they're all very, very built very similar. So that's it for now. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.